Have you ever had a time where you just wanted to sit back, enjoy some chips or instant foods after a long, hard day? Well, for me, this is such a well-timed break, and it gives me some time to replenish my mental energy and maybe my physical energy too. But after I eat too much, the next day my throat would usually hurt because those foods that taste the best are slowly destroying our health, and most don't even know it does. Good morning, everyone. My name is Nicholas, and these are my group members, Joline, Valerie, and Jason. And we made a website to overcome the issue of overconsumption of ultra-processed foods. But first, you might be wondering, what are ultra-processed foods? Ultra-processed foods are foods made in factories with high fat, high sugar, high salt, anything you can think of. And they're really unhealthy in general. These corporations try to squeeze any bit of profit they can by not telling us the consequences to boost demand and adding additives so we can buy more and more of them. This in turn causes the risk of disease and death around the world. These unhealthy foods, they hurt our body progressively. Well, we know in 1 Corinthians 6, verse 19 to 20 states that our body is like a temple of the Holy Spirit, and we shall protect this temple. Therefore, we should honor God with our body. But for this reason, our website helps to make more people eat healthier and better diets and to consume them for a better future. But then again, you might be wondering, how can us, a group of teenagers, solve a global growing issue while big charities or organizations like the United Nations can't even solve? Well, that'll be discussed with my peers further ahead. But then again, these products, these basic issues, we shall strive to understand more about it in the future. And now I will hand it over to Valerie.
Thank you, Nicholas. Now that you've heard the main issue and purpose of our website, I will now explain the cause and consequences of our issue, which is that many people around the world are over-consuming junk foods that are packed with fats, sugars, and salts in an excessive amount, leading them to have an unbalanced diet. The first two causes are that ultra-processed foods, or UPFs, are often cheaper and more accessible. UPFs also have a longer shelf life compared to fresh foods, which makes them the go-to choice for many families, especially those coming from urban areas where access to healthier food options are limited, or those coming from low-income backgrounds, as research shows that lower-income households are linked to higher consumption of UPFs and lower diet quality. The third cause is that UPFs are designed to be attractive to everyone's eyes because they contain a lot of fats, a lot of sugars, and a lot of salts. According to a 2022 study by Atanasova, strong marketing, especially marketing to social media, also increases overconsumption of UPFs in teenagers. This will ultimately result in an increased risk of chronic diseases such as malnutrition, obesity, heart disease, strokes, and even certain cancers. Second, overconsumption of UPFs can lead to malnutrition. Many countries to this day are still facing overnutrition and undernutrition. Research published in Nutrients by Dominguez in the year 2022 shows that poor diet can lead to weakened growth and development in pregnant women, adults, and especially young children and young adults. Based on a 2022 study by Abeb and colleagues in Australia, about 1 in 5 chronic diseases are caused by unhealthy diets, showing us how serious the consequences of our food actions can be. Globally, obesity rates have also tripled over the last 3 decades due to, once again, poor eating habits. But understanding the problem and the effects of it are only the first step. So what can we actually do about this? Joline will show us one practical response.
Okay. Thank you, Valerie, for the explanation. Now that we all understand about the costs and consequences of this unhealthy eating habit, there's still one question remains here. What can we actually do to solve this issue? So to address this problem, our group created a simple yet practical solution, a website called Fish and Greenz. By scanning the QR code shown on the screen, users will be directed to our website called Fish and Greenz. As you can see on the homepage, it has the goal of our website and our encouragement so that people can start paying attention to their food choices. And if you scroll a little bit from the homepage, it will lead to the global and local perspective, where in this page, it shows that this issue is happening globally and also in Indonesia. And next, if you press on the action button, it will lead to the action to be taken page, where in this page, it gives our proposed solution and so that readers can understand about our solution. Right next to the action button, it has the recipe button, where if you press on this button, it leads to this page. In this page, it has the ingredients, procedures, and also the description, so that you can just easily recreate this fish and greens at home. Lastly, the evidence. When you press on that button, it leads to the evidence page, where in this page, it gives the graphs and statistics about our fish and greens, and so that we can solve this issue. Now, you're probably wondering why our website only has one recipe. Although our website features only one recipe, it started so that we're going to start to give more recipe later on. And now I would like to invite my partner Jason to conclude our presentation and give the final message.
All right. So as we wrap up, we have observed how more and more people over the years have been consuming more and more UPFs without paying attention to the consequences. As a result, more people nowadays have experienced the fatal diseases that should have happened based on certain people. And these diseases are so bad that not only they can damage our bodies permanently, but also lead to death. So we invented a dish called Fish and Greens to promote healthy eating and a balanced diet. And that's what our biblical value taught us, that our bodies are a temple of the Holy Spirit. We learn to honor God by one simple step, and that is to keep our bodies healthy and avoid diseases. We can also do this by reminding ourselves what Anne Wickmore, a holistic health practitioner, once said: the food you eat can either be the safest and most powerful form of medicine or the slowest form of poison, which teaches us that what we eat could either keep us alive and healthy or even probably make us live longer, or the only thing that would cut our lives short. So I would like to ask you all to start paying attention to your diets and start eating healthy, like consuming a more natural diet with enough amount of carbs, sugars, and probably plenty of fruits and vegetables. Before we end, I would like to ask you all one simple question. If what we eat looks like food but contains dozens and dozens of additives, is it really food anymore? All right, thank you.